So hey guys, this is me Saransh. So today we'll be talking about Dial, which is nothing but Did I Just Alert Lambda. So as the name suggests, it's a centralized security misconfiguration detection framework on top of your AWS environment, which helps you to detect any security misconfiguration that are happening at any given period of time on any number of AWS accounts. So quickly jumping on to the introduction part. So hey guys, my name is Saransh Rana. I'm currently working as a security engineer at Cred. I'm a part-time bug bounty hunter. I love doing red teaming. I like to automate stuff and I like to read, play music and go for treks every now and then. You can go and search me on the social media handle on this particular endpoint. Over to you, Divanshu.
Hey guys, this is me Divyanshu. I'm actually a founder of Security Labs, which is an offensive cloud security training platform. Currently, I'm working as a security engineer at Cred. I'm OSCP and OSET certified, and sometimes I love to contribute to open source. And other than this, I'm currently exploring cloud security and red teaming section of things. You can find me on these particular handles on Twitter and GitHub. Over to you, Harsh.
Hey everyone, I'm Harsh Varagia. I'm also working as a security engineer at Cred. I'm OSCP certified. I like contributing to open source and red teaming. My Twitter and GitHub are linked there. Over to you, Saransh.
Thanks a lot, guys, for the introduction. So quickly jumping on to the overview of the slides that we'll be covering today. So on the first slide, we'll be discussing about the problem statement that we are trying to solve and what particular problems that we actually face initially. And post that, we'll be discussing about the solution of the problem statement and which specifically led us to create Dial. After that, we'll be giving you a little bit of introduction about Dial. At the same time, we'll be also telling you about the services that Dial is capable enough of covering. After that, we'll be covering about the technicalities, that is the architecture, on how you can actually deploy Dial on your particular any number of AWS accounts that is out there for you. After that, we'll be covering the benefits and the scenarios. Just a disclaimer on the scenarios, guys. The scenarios that we'll be covering are not the only specific scenarios that Dial is currently capable enough of covering. There are actually more scenarios, and you can like especially go there and check it out at the documentation that we'll be releasing after this. After this, we'll be giving you a live demo in which we have actually deployed Dial in one of our personal AWS accounts, and we'll be showing you the most common security misconfiguration that initially happens and like how Dial is able to detect it in a very short period of time. After that, we'll be covering the future roadmap of Dial. So without a further ado, let's quickly jump on to the problem statement. So coming on to the problem statement, I would like to ask a few questions from you guys that have you ever came across a situation when a developer or an intern mistakenly made a database or an S3 bucket public? Or have you ever came across a situation where you have seen an administrative level policy with a completely random name? Or at the same time, have you ever seen a random peering connection from your production environment to an unknown VPC account? Now that I've told you about the situations, I'm pretty sure now you must be intrigued that how can we actually tackle these particular situations at any given period of time. So a simple solution is to send out an alert at the right time whenever it's happening. So talking about the significance of alerts in cloud native environments. So as we all know that one of the preliminary stages of detecting any cloud incident is sending out an alert. So, right. So whenever we actually get an alert, it helps us to answer the 5 Ws of an incident in a very fast and effective manner. The 5 Ws are who did it, what happened, when did it happen, where did it happen, and why did it happen. So an elegant solution is to look for the right things at the right place. Hence, we introduce our in-house tool called Dial. Dial is Did I Alert Lambda. Complete. Quickly coming on to the description of the Dial, it's a Marauders map. It's a real-time security misconfiguration detection framework that helps us to monitor any AWS account that Dial is tirelessly deployed on. It's capable enough of detecting any cloud security misconfiguration within few seconds of the events is happening. Dial leverages AWS managed services like AWS CloudTrail, EventBridge, and AWS Lambda. And it's infinitely scalable, easily deployable across any number of AWS accounts that you own. Jumping onto the supported services that Dial can support. Dial is currently supporting 10 AWS services that is commonly used across any number of organizations that are out there. That is EC2, GuardDuty, IAM, S3, ECR, etc. Coming on to the architecture. we have broken architecture into two different components. That is the parent controller and the child controller. On the right hand side, if you see the diagram, the account number one and account number two being the number of accounts that you hold, and the child controller is basically sitting on those particular accounts. Now, this child controller basically sends out every single thing to the parent controller on the right hand side, and now your parent controller can be sitting on any number, any given account that you want to centrally own. So, talking about the technique, deep diving into the technicalities about the parent and child controller, I'll be handing over deck to Harsh. Harsh, over to you now.
Thank you, Saransh. So let's take a look at the child controller. So the child controller is deployed on every single AWS account that we want to monitor. The architecture consists of an AWS Lambda, which is triggered by a configured event bridge. The child controller is responsible for classifying the event and finding the event severity for the given AWS account and the given configuration. After the event is classified, the notification for the same is sent to the appropriate notification channels like Slack and SNS. After the notification process is done, the child controller then forwards the event along with all the severity and classification details to the parent controller for the further processing. With the architecture, adding a new AWS account into the organization is as simple as deploying the child controller on the new AWS account. Next, let's look at the parent controller. So the parent controller is also an AWS Lambda. It is deployed on a single AWS account where we want to centrally monitor all the events. The AWS Lambda is behind an API gateway which receives all the events from all the respective child controllers. The parent controller is responsible for aggregating the events, doing data enrichment and processing, and then storing them centrally in the Hive, DynamoDB, or the CM solution. The parent controller is very flexible, and if you want to add any more logging services, we can do so. Next, let's take a look at the end-to-end view of how an event takes place. So let's take an example that a developer wants to create an RDS instance. The developer can do so via a CLI, SDK, or the console. And let's say the developer accidentally makes the RDS instance public. The event bridge is immediately notified of the event, and the event bridge is then responsible for forwarding it to the child controller Lambda. The AWS Lambda, the child controller, receives the event. It classifies the event according to the configuration. The event severity can depend on a lot of factors. Let's say the same RDS instance being public can be a low to medium severity in dev environment, while the same will be a high severity in prod environment. After the classification and the processing, the notification for the same is immediately sent out to Slack, SNS, or whatever the configuration specifies. After the notification is sent out, the child controller also sends the event to the parent controller for further processing. The parent controller receives the event along with the classification details, severity, and then it performs some more data enrichment and saves the whole event along with all the data in the Hive, DynamoDB, and the CM. So that's how the end-to-end looks like for any malicious event. Next, let's take a look at the integrations. So Dial is very flexible in the sense that it is easy to integrate any other tool where we want to send the events to. One of them being the Hive. The Hive allows us to have a central dashboard from where we can monitor all the events happening across all the AWS accounts that an organization has. On the right side, we can see an example event, which is giving us all the details about the event. For example, where it happened in staging environment, who was responsible for that, which is the test user. And Basically, it allows us to answer all the five W's of the event. And yeah, let's take a look at the Hive dashboard, a few metrics. So on the left-hand side image, we can see left-hand side image, we can see the malicious event statistics classified by the event severity. So this allows us to understand the security outlook of the organization. The middle image shows us event happening with respect to time and severity, which would allow us to understand what kind of events are happening, what kind of attacks are happening on the organization. On the right image, we can see a pie chart of the events classified according to the groups, which are like EC2 alerts, security group alerts, IAM alerts, and they can be classified as according to account as well, like stage, prod, or whatever we want. These metrics in a nice dashboard is what allows us to have a overview of the security perspective of the whole company at once. Uh, I think let's take a look at the benefits of Dial. So as we saw, Dial is stateless and completely event driven, which makes it infinitely scalable and real time. In our experience, the alert is sent less than 5 seconds after the instance or resource is created, which is termed as misconfigured. It is completely modular. Child and parent controller are separate entities, and deploying a child controller to a new AWS account is just a few clicks away. We can do that via CloudFormation stacks as well. And it is very cost effective as due to its event driven nature. We pay only for the processing time we use. Next, let's look at the attack and misconfiguration scenarios for where it would be useful. Over to you, Divyanshu.
Thank you, Harsh, for explaining the architecture. Having covered the architecture, now let's have a look at the scenarios where that can help you. So, very first scenario is IAM. So, there are multiple cases, right, where misconfiguration can happen at an IAM point. So, first case is where multiple access keys are being created for a user, and we want to get alerted for that because that might be a possible way of adding a backdoor. In this particular case, Dial will be detecting that. Next, we have admin policy creation. So what this means is any user creating an admin policy in your account will be alerted. So basically, this will help keep your security posture strong by making sure that no one randomly can go ahead and create an admin policy. And even if the person does, you will be alerted instantly. So next we have console login for any account. So what does this mean is if your organization is a role-based access control where access is provided by assuming a role, in those cases you don't want people logging in from a console with a username and password. So Dial will be detecting any console logins which are created and hence will alert the security team. Next we have failed authentication. This is basically normal brute force of accounts. Dial will just detect that and plainly alert. Next, we have update access key. What this means is you have an access key which was made inactive a year back. Now, suddenly someone comes and makes it active. So, you want to be alerted on that. So, Dial will be doing that as well. And lastly, we have a MFA removal. So, if any user randomly comes ahead and removes the two-factor authentication, Dial can alert that. Again, these all scenarios are very subjective and depends upon organization's need. So if you feel that you don't need to be alerted upon when an access key is made active, this second last point, you can simply remove that particular configuration and then Dial can stop alerting you on those particular cases. So this is highly configurable. Having discussed the IAM, let's talk about EC2. So there are again multiple cases which are possible for EC2. First thing is unknown VPC peering connection creation. So what does this mean is in your prod account, you suddenly see a unknown peering connection which is being created with some random account which you don't even own. So you want to get alerted on that, Dial will do that. Second point is a lax security group. So any developer which creates a wide open access to a particular port, that will be alerted because 0.0.0 has been a source of various abuse by attackers, because just people leave out very sensitive information wide open to public. Second last point is, we are anyone by mistakenly associates a private subnet with a public route table. So what this actually does is, it will make the whole subnet public, which we want to avoid it, because this can be a source for data exfiltration, and DIAL will alert for these cases as well. And last point is unrealistic instance size creation. What this means is, as an organization, you are suppose using P2 or P3 type of instances, and suddenly someone comes ahead and creates a 96 GB RAM instance. You want to know if there is some abnormal behavior, so DIAL will be able to detect these cases as well. So these cases also are highly configurable. If you want this particular the abnormal behavior to be not detected or not alerted, you can just simply remove that from the configuration, and the alert would stop coming in. So highly configurable. So now let's talk about the DBs. So there are a couple of cases in DBs. First one is unknown DB snapshot creation. So what does this mean is, someone just comes ahead and creates a snapshot which can be used for data exfil purposes or for unauthorized access to production databases. So DIAL will be detecting any new snapshot which is being created for a public for a database. And last and most important thing is a database going public by mistake. So this can be almost instantly detected by the DIAL. So any DB which is made public after creation or before creation will be detected by DIAL, so that this can be alerted to the security team. A few of the scenarios on where DIAL can be helpful. Let us have a look at the demo. So we'll now look at some of the possible screenshots of alerts which are being generated by DIAL. In this particular screenshot, you can see that a peering connection has been created with an VPC in an account. So this particular alert itself tells a lot about the action which was created. It tells about the requested VPC, it tells about the accepted VPC ID, the peering options, who created this connection, and what was the IP and the location of that particular user. So this answers a lot of basic questions to actually identify if this is a legitimate use case or not. So next example, we have a very small admin policy creation. So in this particular example, a demo policy was being added. So this particular policy basically had admin access. So DIAL was able to detect that this was the user who created the particular policy, this was his IP and the location of that particular user. Next, we have a security group. So what does this mean is, some particular user had made port 22 open to internet. So moment this event happened, DIAL just generated an alert and alerted the security team. And lastly, we have a public RDS instance. So someone created this particular instance called testing public and opened it to the world. So DIAL was able to detect that and alert on that as well. So these are all happening very instantly. So you will hardly see less than 5 seconds time lag. So this is basically near real time. We'll show you in a video on how this is close to real time. So yeah, now let's have a look at a live video. Yeah, in this particular video, we'll be creating a database, a public database, and we'll tell you and we'll show you how fast a DIAL can detect. We'll be selecting a MySQL database in the latest version, and then we'll select the free tier one, and then we'll enable the public access. So as you can see over here, we have enabled the public access, and then once that is done, the database is created, and moment it is created, you will see an alert being popped up. So it is in creation mode, and see, you have the alert just coming up. This will now answer very basic questions on what was the name of the database which went public, who created that particular public database, what was IP of that particular user, and the location of that user. So this is enough for a security team to know that this particular database has been made public by this user. In this particular case, we'll be deleting a database. So Dial does alert on any infrastructure changes. So it will be alerting on deletion of any database. You will be able to see an alert. Meanwhile, we'll be creating a new admin policy to show you how fast Dial can detect and auto-remediate any admin policy creation. So over here, we are going to add star kind of permission, which will give you all permission on all the resources, which is basically admin level access to that particular AWS account. Moment this is created, you will see an alert coming up saying that admin policy has been created, and a next alert coming up which will tell that the admin policy has been automatically deleted. So this is to make sure that we are compliant with our own security standards. So in this particular diagram, as you can see, the database has been first of all deleted, and the database was deleted by this user, and this was the source IP of that particular user. Secondly, you see that admin policy has been created by this name. This was the user and this was the IP. Moment admin policy was created, it was deleted as well. So the last alert you see, it is an admin policy deleted message. So this tells that Dial actually took an action and deleted the admin policy which was created. So this is helping us detect any such misconfiguration which is happening and auto remediate these things. So this is the roadmap for which we have for Dial. So we are planning to add few more services to Dial so that it has a broadened scope. Next, we are planning to add support for event buses so that as a user, you don't have to sit and deploy Dial in multiple regions. You will be able to accumulate all the events from multiple regions to a single place. Next, we are adding more auto remediation capabilities. We are not trying to limit it to just IAM. We want to expand on this, and hence addition is being done. Second last is we will be trying to add a Jira based integration for automatic alerting. So what does this mean is if a user goes ahead and makes a particular database public, we'll automatically send a Jira ticket or create a Jira ticket and assign to that user saying that, hey, did you actually make this? I mean, was this intended? So we'll be doing that level of remediation as well. And lastly, and the most exciting thing we are planning to make this open source so that the whole community can take advantage of this tool. So this is all we had. Thank you, and we are open to questions now.